There are thousands of video games on this planet, and with so many different titles you can be sure there is something for everybody. Now that may be a vague and open-ended statement, but after some serious searching I discovered that there actually is a game for every occasion and every weirdo. So I thought I would start pulling together a list of games that I cannot believe exist. Don't get me wrong either, I'm definitely happy that they do in fact exist. So I wanted to set up a new playlist on my channel dedicated to these wonderful yet weirdly and wacky games, and this playlist is called Strange Games, Video Games That We Can't Believe Exist. So please check it out. So let's get started on our first game of this series, and this brings me to my PlayStation 2 collection. Now I have to say I really love my PlayStation 2 and the gaming library that came with it. It was so massive. And according to Wikipedia, there is around 4,380 games on the system. So that means that the PlayStation 2 has the largest gaming library so far. Now, I certainly don't have all of these games on my PlayStation 2 collection. I have around 800, and I have to say I've got some pretty amazing games in there. Now, it's also fair to say that I do have PlayStation 2 games that were just downright weird, and I must admit that I have a particular fascination to these games. And boy, did the PlayStation 2 have its fair share in its library. So for me, that is a good place to start. And that now brings me to one particular game, which is the feature of this video, and that game is Mister Mosquito, and it's also just as weird sequel. Now, we all know that mosquitoes are rubbish little bastards because they're very good at biting us, they leave blood splats on the walls, they're responsible for malaria and yellow fever, they have the most irritating buzz frequency of any known animal, these little pricks also possess the ability to infiltrate sealed bedrooms, and they're just like vampires but nowhere near as exciting. For me, they are the most hated, loathsome insect ever to buzz into existence. Only the cross-eyed world of Electronic Entertainment could celebrate such a dirty, blood-sucking filth beast by devoting an entire game to it. Given that mosquitoes kill millions of people every year, we'd have thought a game that put players in control of such a notorious serial killer would have been met with controversy. So it is quite brave to actually make a decision to base an actual game on a mosquito whose main aim is to suck the blood out of an innocent family. Now, Mr Mosquito was first announced in March 2001, just prior to the Tokyo Game Show. The tentative title of the game was lit Mosquito This Summer at Yamada Residence. The game was developed by Zoom and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 2. It was released in Japan in June 2001 and internationally by Fresh Games in March 2002. Eidos Interactive published the game in North America and PAL regions on March the 13th and March the 22nd in 2002, respectively under its Fresh Games label. And according to Eidos Kevin Gill, the company chose to release games like Mr Mosquito because they are often called quirky or odd with brilliant gameplay that are otherwise unlikely to be localized outside Japan. And what's the aim of the game? Well, the player controls a mosquito named Mister Mosquito, who is taking up residency in the house of the Yamada family, life-size humans that serve as the protagonist's food source in the game. The goal of the game is to stock up on blood through the summer, so that the mosquito will survive the winter ahead. The player is tasked with sucking blood from specific body parts of the family members without being noticed. If the player is not careful, the human will become stressed and eventually attack. So you need to be careful.
Welcome to the home of the Yamada family. It's summer. Do you like summer? Summer drives people crazy, and that makes them commit terrible acts. Take the tiny, harmless mosquito, for example. It doesn't have enough time to do much during its one precious short life. Yet with one swipe, a human can snatch such a priceless life away without a second's thought. I am sure that you may already realize that you are a mosquito, the insect that bites people and makes them feel itchy, the insect that creates a trail of swollen bites. As a mosquito, there is something that you naturally have to do. You have to suck blood. You must suck and store away as much human blood as possible in order to survive the winter and see another spring. However, blood sucking is accompanied with much danger. It may come as a surprise to you, but you're not welcome in the Yamada family home. Why on earth not? Because you make people feel itchy. Bear in mind that they will go to great lengths to protect themselves from you. Nevertheless, please enjoy your summer of blood-sucking.
Fuck me, I told you the game was weird. Wow.
This is Rina's room. Rina is the daughter of the Yamada family. She went on a school trip today, and she sprayed herself with bug repellent. But that was some time ago, so it's likely to be wearing off in some places. You should suck from those spots. Good luck in finding them.
Move over, Dad. You're too close to me. It's so...
Jesus, that's not a good start, is it?
Isn't it the time of year to take a family picture? I've been looking forward to it. How about taking a picture of just you and Dad? I don't want to be in it. What are you talking about? Why not? I just don't see why we have to take the same old pictures year after year. We take a picture every year. That's enough of a reason. Back me up here, Kenichi. Why don't neither of you want to be in this picture? It's such a pain.
Let's not bother this year.
It's because of me, isn't it? You don't want to be in the photo with me, do you? Mom!
Jesus, what kind of acting's this? Wow.
I want nothing to do with this. I'm going to my room. I'm so tired. Okay.
Right, okay, so the objective of the game is quite simple. As I already mentioned, the gameplay revolves around one thing: sucking blood from the Yamada family while they go about their everyday business. However, the player can only suck from designated body areas, which is only available at specific times. Each family member follows a set looping pattern of movements.
I don't know what to do.
By following these movements, the player must fill a quota of blood for each stage. The challenge in bloodsucking is that each victim has a stress meter. The player must make sure that the victim stays unaware. Sucking too fast or too slow will increase the victim's stress level. And if Mr Mosquito is swatted while sucking blood, then it's instant death. And if the player is noticed by a victim while flying around, battle mode begins, played out like a boss battle. The victim tries to attack Mr Mosquito through various means. To calm them, the player must hit a number of pressure points, relieving them of tension, Once they are relaxed enough, they return to their business. The game is made up of a series of stages which must be unlocked in order by completing each previous stage. Players can choose their own path through each stage. At the start of each stage is a briefing detail in the room which we've just heard, where the stage takes place, the victim and areas on their body from which blood can be sucked, and any prevalent dangers. The rooms in each stage are fully explorable, I like that, and each room has items hidden in obscure places which can bring various benefits. So let's have a look at this level then.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I wish there was something fun to do. What? Why? Why? Oh well. What? Why? Why? What?
Ah, here we go. Come on, big lady, let's have ya.
Who do you think you are? Oh, well.
What exactly happened there? I seemed to hit her what looked like the private parts. Yeah, and then she sort of got all relaxed. Yep. This is an absolute weird game.
How was it the first time? I hope you enjoyed your first blood suck.
Jesus, what the hell? I mean, this game's a little bit in the borderline stuff, isn't it? It's just taking it right to the edge of what they're saying. I hope you enjoyed your first time. Wow.
This is the Yamada storeroom. Rina's mother, Kaneo, is looking for their family albums. The storeroom is full of toxic clothing insecticide. Try to avoid the toxic air as you fly around.
Ow! I feel so itchy. That's odd, because I had some bug repellent on.
Rub some aloe vera on it.
No way. It makes me feel sick.
Don't be so silly, aloe works. Where were you bitten? It wasn't here, was it?
I don't know. But if there's a mosquito here, you'll be next.
You must be kidding.
What?
That's right. I've been looking for something.
What are you looking for?
Right, so I think we get the gist of the game. The gameplay is unlike anything I've experienced before or since. Perhaps a contemporary point of reference could be Eidos Interactive recent Hitman trilogy, where characters all have patterns you can interrupt by interacting with the environment. Each stage sees you buzz around a beautiful mundane scene, with that hazy look that defined the PlayStation 2 era. I like the fact that you could turn on radios or switch off televisions to affect the patterns of your targets, creating windows to land on their skin and suck their blood. While it doesn't play anywhere near as antiquated as you may anticipate, actually drawing blood by rotating the right analog stick doesn't exactly feel comfortable. You need to keep your cursor in the sweet spot by altering the speed of your cycles, otherwise you'll get detected and swatted. You can of course always fly away and return to your target when things have calmed down, but a lot of the replayability comes from the time attack, so you want to be as prompt as possible. The game is weird and a product of its time. One level sees you sucking blood from one of the family members while they're taking a bath. The cutscenes which introduce each stage are always utterly bizarre, owing to some awful English voice acting. Certainly saw that when the Yamada family was throwing a tantrum because her daughter doesn't want to appear in a photograph with her. It's barmy weird stuff, it really is. I have to say though, I love this boundless creativity that many games were missing at the time. Sony may have lifted the overall quality of its output, but it comes at the expense of unbridled oddities like this, a game that, when considered critically, is barely above average. But ends up more memorable than those AAA games, purely because of the sheer insanity of it all. Now, with regards to the reception of the game, in 2008, Game Informer named Mr Mosquito one of the top 10 weirdest games of all time. The game was also included by J4 on its own list of weird games. Games Radar included Mr Mosquito on its list of the top 7 games that are cheaper than therapy as a cure for entomophobia, and on its list of rubbish animals that got turned into video game heroes. Given that mosquitoes kill millions of people every year, we'd have thought a game that players in control of such a notorious serial killer would have met with more controversy. And according to Famitsu, Mr Mosquito was the 5th best-selling video game in Japan during its release week at 41,000 copies sold. Approximately 160,000 copies were sold in the country by the end of 2001. The game was released as part of Sony PlayStation 2, the best line of budget titles the following year. And for me, as a budget game, it's worth buying. However, I have to say, sales of Mr Mosquito in other territories were approximately much poorer.
Somebody come! See?
Kenichi was so young.
Sweet blood. Let's suck together.
So there you go, that was Mr Mosquito. But the journey doesn't end there. On July the 3rd, 2003, a sequel called Ka2, Let's Go to Hawaii, was released only in Japan. Yes, a sequel. So let's have a look at this game. The game now takes place in Hawaii after the Yamada family wins a vacation from a local shop. The gameplay is essentially the same as Mr Mosquito, but adds a number of new features. It allows the player to suck blood from any part of the human body now, not just designated points that we saw in the first game. Pressure points now allow the player to suck more blood from certain points. Finally, a new relaxation point system gives the player the opportunity to calm down an attacker if he is being chased. Let's check out the game.
だこいつ
Oh, what can I say about this game? It's just as bonkers as the first, really. But I have to say, it is a good game and I enjoyed it. Bonkers, but fun. It's a pity it wasn't released in this country. And this was also said by the official US PlayStation magazine, which named the sequel as one of the several Japanese and European games the publication wanted localized in North America, but that never happened. Okay, sure, the game does have its drawbacks, such as uncomfortable control quirks, short campaigns and really terrible voice acting. However, I have to say I like this game. It's an absolutely insane idea, very odd but original at the same time. And I have to say that I was quite impressed with the visual style and detail in the game. I would certainly recommend that you add this to your PlayStation 2 library. Give it a go, it's certainly worth it. Okay, so that was Mr Mosquito and its sequel. I hope you liked my video covering the strange video games that we can't believe exist. I will be doing my next video very soon, so please keep tuned. Remember, please press that like button, leave a comment, or even better still, subscribe to my channel. It's all for fun. Until the next time, bye bye, take care of yourselves.